Guys, I wanted to do something a little bit more special for Jessica because I feel really bad, and a lot of you don't really know what happened, and we're past it now, and it's not necessarily something that I did or that she did that was a bad choice. It was just we need to communicate more with each other, and if you guys want to know a more detailed story, you can request it, and I guess we can talk about it when I go visit her, or over FaceTime or YouNow or something like that. But I wanted to do something special for her because she made a really nice thread, which I'll insert some screenshots of in this video now. But I wanted to do something for her. I know I made a video for her a little bit ago with a bunch of memories, pictures. They weren't really organized or anything like that. It was kind of like the spur of the moment thing where I just wanted to do something for her, and which is kind of what's going on right now because I should be doing my project, which she thinks I'm doing my project, but I'm actually doing this type of video for her. So let's just get into it. Hey guys, so you probably have realized that I changed my location, as in background wise. I am going to be doing 25 reasons why I love and appreciate Jessica, because she did this amazing thread for me on Twitter, and I said before that I would insert some pictures or I would just put the link in the description box below, because it is a really good thread, and I didn't want to do exactly the same thing that she did because I'm a very original person, so I wanted to do something for her that wasn't just, oh, you did this for me, so I'm gonna do it for you. I know she would appreciate it if I just did a thread, but I wanted to do something different that still said the same exact thing that she said. So I decided to do 25 because I wanted to go into a little bit of a depth talking about each reason, which might make it pretty long, but I was going to do originally 50, but that doesn't really give me the connection I wanted to have with each reason, and I want to be able to talk about the reasons and not just name them. So that's why I decided to do 25. If you are interested, stay tuned. Okay, so the train is gone now. I can film now. So you guys already know what I'm doing here because you've seen the intro, you've seen the title, you know what's going on. 25 reasons why I love Jessica. So I'm just gonna get into it, and I'm gonna go into deep detail of why that certain reason qualifies to make it onto the small list of 25. There are plenty more reasons, but I feel like these are the biggest ones that I wanted to address. So yeah. Number one is that in my entire life, I've never come across someone who has like totally and 100% loved me for who I am, because like I've had people who like will say, I'm saying like way too much, what the I have come across a lot of people in my life who have said that they love me for who I am, but then turn around and judge me for who I am or what I believe in, whether it be my religion or what I decide to do with my life, anything like that. And I've never really met someone who loves me the way that, for exactly who I am. If I'm rude or anything like that, she still loves me for who I am. She doesn't say, well, I don't know you anymore, like plenty of other people have in my past. So I think that that's one of the most important reasons, is because I cannot thank her enough for that, because sure, my family loves me for the way I am, but there are times where they get very, very, very frustrated with the way that I am, because I can be stubborn sometimes and I want to get what I want. So, and she continuously loves me through that, and I felt like I needed to address that because I feel like sometimes she doesn't recognize that, and like maybe she does, but I just feel like I should recognize it because she does put up with a lot. Even though you guys follow me on Twitter, you don't talk to me as much as she talks to me, so she knows me like almost better than I know myself. And that she's still here and she still loves me for the way I am is just mind-blowing to me because I've never ever had that in my entire life. And I just wanted to thank her for that, because um, it's hard for people nowadays. Like, it's not hard for me to love her the way she is because I do, but it's hard for people around me, I guess, to love me for who I am. I don't know why that is weird, but I've met so many people who just judge me because I'm just this weird person who wants to know all this knowledge and is a nerd and likes Star Wars, and so many people don't understand me, and I know that she doesn't understand every aspect of the way I am, but she still loves me through that. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is she helps me through countless things, and I know when I tweeted about this, I was very brief, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring it into the video so I could talk about it a little bit. But basically, like, she helps me through so many things, whether it's math, because she helps me prepare for my exams so much, and she didn't necessarily have to do that. I was so happy that she helped me out with that because I struggle with math so much, and she's so great at math. She, whether it's math, whether it's science, whether it's history, whether it's going throughout daily life, she helps me with everything. She helps me um, learn how to do better when I make a mistake. She helps me learn how to accept myself in times when I don't know if I can. And she helps me go throughout hard situations, whether if it's at work or if it's at school. She's always there for me, and she helps me through continuous situations I wouldn't even know what to do in, when she's had that look at it and she's just totally changed it around. And like, she's such an inspiration to me because even though she might say that she's not optimistic, she doesn't feel like it all the time. When I'm pessimistic, she's optimistic, and there are not a ton of times where I'm pessimistic, just because it's very hard for me to be that way, because once I am, I want to be that way for a long time. So I try to be as optimistic as I can, but there are definitely times where I get discouraged, and she's always there to pick me right back up when I need it. And she helps me with so many things that I can't even put onto a list or a name or a label, because there's nothing that no word can amount for how much she helps me day in and day out. And I don't think anyone ever understands that unless you're in that kind of relationship with someone who really helps you, whether it's with school or with your social life, or with problems with your family, or with problems with losing faith or anything like that. She has helped me with so many things that I can't even name because it's just so many. Three, she is sort of my drive to work harder. Because when I was in high school, a lot of you might know I hated it. I hated high school with such a passion that I didn't know was even a thing. Because for me, like, I love learning now. Like, I would have never thought that when I was in high school, because I was just so ready to leave that school. I was so ready to say bye to those people. I just hated high school, and I didn't care about my grades. And then as soon as I met Jessica, I saw that she was so smart and she was so determined, and she is doing such a hard major, and she's doing so well for her, and she doesn't think that, which baffles me because she's doing so well. And I try to tell her that every single time that I can, because I know that she needs that reassurance and I know that she needs that encouragement. So I try to remind her that she's doing phenomenal for what she's going through right now. And she just, looking at that idea of her being so smart and just so intelligent, made me want to do better for myself. It made me want to not necessarily, that's not the whole reason why I wanted good grades. I've always wanted good grades my entire life. I just didn't know that I was capable of that ever. And if you would have told me that 2 years ago, I would have disbelieved you. And just because I didn't think that I would ever get to that point where I really cared that much. And here I am, almost done with my second semester of college, and I seriously care so much. And I owe a lot of that to her, because she is a big reason of why I want to be such a successful human being for myself, for my future family, for anything that I do. I want to be so successful at, and it's just because I looked at her and I saw how much she, like, you can't really, she won't tell you in words that she cares so much about certain things. You just kind of have to notice it through her actions. But she works so hard at everything that she does, and I know not a lot of people tell her that, and that's what makes me sad, because I wish that she knew how hard she worked, and that she knew that I notice what she does. And I try to tell her as much as I can, because it's nice having someone saying that you're doing something right, you know? And she makes me want to be better in all aspects of my life, whether it's academic or relationship or anything like that. She makes me want to be better, and I can't thank her enough for that either. Number 4, she supports me no matter what I do, whatever I choose. Even when I mess up so bad like I did yesterday, she continuously puts up with me and my crap, and like, she just continuously supports me. And like, I've never had someone be that supportive other than God, obviously. People on earth have a flesh, and there are things that they do wrong because they're not heavenly, and it baffles me that she is someone who, no matter if I make a stupid decision, she supports me in everything that I do, whether it's something little, something big, something mediocre, anything. She supports me even if she's angry with me, and that's just so, like, I do the same thing for her, but it's so crazy that someone will do it for me, because I've never had that. I'm gonna die. Okay. I'm back from that weird ass cranking noise. I hope no one's gonna kill me. But that was number 4 and number 5 are similar, so I already said number 4, but number 5 goes with number 5. Did I say that right? Number 4 goes with number 5. Number 5 goes with number 4. Number 5 is just that she has my back. Like I said, she, regardless if she understands exactly what I'm going through, or if she thinks I'm stupid and that I'm making a wrong choice, she has my back 100%. And that's really rare to find, and especially in today's day and age, with someone who really genuinely has your back, whether you fuck up and steal $1 million from a bank, or if you accidentally trip someone on the sidewalk and someone yells at you, that person will have your back regardless of the fact whether it's just so crazy to have someone that'll do that for me, because I've always been willing to do that for someone, regardless if they treated me good or treated me horribly. But it's weird to have someone do it for me, because I've never had that. So number 6 is she understands me better than anyone. Just, she loves me for who I am. She does understand me almost better than myself, because there are times where I'll analyze myself too critically, and I'll say, like, oh, I suck at this, when I really don't. And she gets me in ways that no one else does, and it's just crazy to me that I have someone in my life that can tell Twitter what my favorite shows are, and what my family's like, and what I strive to be in life, and all these things that half the time I don't even know about myself, because I'm so busy with school and trying to make sure that I'm providing a good future for myself. And she sits there and she reminds me of the simple things, and why I should be happy, and why I shouldn't take anything for granted. And it's just it's really refreshing to have someone like that, and I'm definitely not taking it for granted whatsoever, because I she's too special to take for granted. I feel that I'm taking her for granted because I'm not. I am so truly blessed to have her every single day of my life. I seriously ask God what I did to get so lucky. And I know it might be sounding like I'm talking about someone in a romantic way, but most of the time you don't even need someone as a romantic interest. But I'm making this so that she realizes that she's more than what a romantic partner. She's everything and more. Like, so number 7 is that she pushes me to do better. And I know some of these kind of go together, but she's just so amazing that I couldn't say everything, even if it was related. So she pushes me to do better in so many aspects of my life, like I explained with school. That's just one of the bigger ones. She also inspires me to be a better person and to be more positive and to look at things in a different lens than I would before. If that makes any sense, because she makes me want to do better on everything, whether it's doing a video or writing a paper. She is so inspiring, and I want her to know that, because she is everything to me. And just because there might be a rock in our road doesn't mean that's going to change any of that. Number 8 is, even when we disagree, she still cares for me. We have not had many disagreements. We've only had like 1 or 2. And yesterday was kind of our biggest one. Not to say that we were yelling at each other and we just were being so rude, because we weren't. That's why her and I didn't necessarily want to call it an argument, because we weren't arguing to the point where, like, if I argue with my family, I'm yelling and I'm crying and I'm saying bad words. When I was frustrated with the situation yesterday, I was just saying things, and I was just disagreeing. We were just disagreeing, and it's not like we were being unhealthy about it. It was a very touchy subject for both of us. And I mean, like, that's what makes life hard, is because there's some subjects that really suck. And I'm privileged to have her in that aspect, because even though we were on different pages, I remember getting a text from her that said, "I'm just upset because I'm worried about you. I care about you." And I didn't really think about it that way, because I've heard my parents say that before, but that's just because I'm their kid. Like, I've never really had anyone say, "Oh, I'm upset because I'm worried about you," or that I care about you, because in reality, no one has cared about me at all. So, except for her. And I didn't know how to react to it, and I don't feel like I acknowledged her enough for that. So that's the reason why I put that in there, was because she, even when we are disagreeing, she'll put what we're disagreeing about aside and say, "I care about you, bitch, so we're gonna have to get over it somehow." Because there are a lot of people that'll say, "Well, okay, well, I care about you, but this issue's too big and we can't fix anything." And for a moment, I was scared it was gonna be that way, because that's how every relationship has been in my entire life. So I was thinking, okay, well, she's gonna leave. This is gonna really suck ass. And she didn't, and I was just being a paranoid person. But our issue wasn't even that big. It got blown out of proportion on both ends, and we just need to learn how to overcome that, because we got through it once doesn't mean we won't get through. Real friendships have hardships, otherwise they're not real. And I believe that God put her in my path for some reason, and he's not just going to take her away because of something so ridiculously incompetent. That would just blow my mind, because we're so much stronger than that. And like, a heavenly bond and a godly bond such as ours is so much stronger than anything else. And I've seen other people's friendships last longer than ours, and I honestly see us being friends for so many lifetimes. Like, I can't even explain it because I don't feel like I've only known her for a year. I feel like I've known her my entire life, and I want to continue to be her best friend my entire life. And I want to be able to have her at my wedding, and I want her kids to be best friends with my kids, and I want to be good friends with her husband, and I want her to be good friends with my husband. So it was a very like wake up. I mean, it was a wake up call for both of us, I guess, because friendships are going to have arguments, and it's just it really matters when you can get through them instead of giving up. And that's why I'm glad that even when we disagree, she still puts our friendship first. And because that is a hard thing to do, especially for people around my age, because they don't have the ability to foresee what it's like to be older and be an adult about things. And I'm so glad that she does, because I mean, that's maybe why I get along with her so well. It's just because we're so over the dramatic teenager life that we both carry out conversations in the way that we. I mean, I'm not saying there's not times where we don't act like children, because there definitely are, especially when we're quoting Gavin Vines. But she, when it comes to serious conversations, she really acts like an adult, and I'm really happy that she does, because I feel like I do as well. And it would be kind of tragic if we couldn't get over something as small as what happened yesterday. So I'm just glad that through our disagreements, we both can see that, hey, this is really fucking stupid, and why are we arguing about it? And that we can see through it and get through it. And that's all because of Jesus. I'm really thankful that we got through it, because I don't know what I would have done if we wouldn't. But that brings me to number 9. And number 9 is that even though she might not come out and say it, like with words from her mouth, I feel like she does a really good job of putting me first, and I do a good job of putting her first over myself. It's just something I've always done my entire life, really, is put someone I care about before me, because I would rather see their happiness over mine. So I think that it's very much balanced between the two of us, because we're both very good at putting the other person ahead of us, and that kind of gets both needs met, if you know what I mean. So if I'm putting her first and she puts herself first, or the other way around, it wouldn't necessarily balance out. But since we both put each other first, we're both looking out for each other instead of one person needing to look out for themselves and someone else. So number 10 is that she encourages me. And number 10, she encourages me in so many different ways. Not even just in words saying you can do it or giving me examples, but all of the above. She will either give me circumstances that I've gone through that'll be an example of how I can do it, or the knowledge that I have behind things to be able to go through with certain things. And every single time I need her, and even when I don't, she's still so encouraging. And to me, that's all I could ever ask for from her. Okay, I'm very thankful that she encourages me as much as I encourage her, because that's also something that needs to be balanced between two best friends, which I feel like we have a really good balance of as well. And that brings me to number 11. She makes me a better person, because I know there are a lot of people that talk about either their significant other or their best friend, saying how they complete them and they make them such a better person, but they don't ever explain it. And it's because it's hard to explain, like, unless you're those two people, because I know that when I'm talking with her, and ever since I've been friends with her, she helps me realize when I'm being stupid, suggests that maybe I should do something different in a way that'll help me, and not necessarily in a criticizing way, but in a way that I need to hear, so that I constantly making myself a better version of myself. I don't want to be static, and I don't want to stay the same for the rest of my life. To an extent, I want to be as real and as awesome as I am now, but I want to continue to get better, and I want to continue to be more real, and I want to continue to be more everything that I already am in so many better ways and on such deeper levels. And I feel like making someone want to be better is a big part of that, because if they don't have any encouragement or inspiration on how to be better, they're not going to be better. And not necessarily that everyone has to be better, but that's what I want for myself. I want to continue to improve, and I want to continue to get better with everything that I do and who I am. And she's a big part of that, because she she just she knows me better than I know myself sometimes. And that is, she knows what to say when I need to hear it, if that makes sense. Number 12. I'm tired. I have class soon. Fuck. I hope I can film all this before I have to leave. Number 12. She makes me, okay, that's almost the same thing as number 11, and I'm a stupid hoe, but she makes me want to be better, because, like I said, she does so many things that I look up to, in no matter it's what she does for her job, or how hard she works in school, or just anything that she does. She makes me want to be better, because I have this image of her that I respect her so much, because of, I feel like she's so smart, and she's so original, and I want to be that way. I want to be like that. And not necessarily saying I want to copy her. It's just that's what I want for myself, and I see that in her, and it's very inspiring. And that brings me to reason number 13. And 13 is that she makes me happy. And I know that's just a very generic sentence, but it's so true, because I know there's a lot of people that'll say, oh, but he or she makes me happy, but do they really? Because I know from personal experience that when I say he or she makes me happy, I don't necessarily always know if that's the exact truth, because I'll say that, and then when they break my heart later on, I'll realize, did they really make me happy, or was I forcing myself? And that question is so easy to answer with Jessica, because she's, like, again, she knows me better than I know myself, and she I don't even have to try to be happy most of the time. And that used to be such a big problem for me. I used to be so sad and depressed, especially before I met her. And it was so hard for me to even think about being happy. And now, and it's like I don't even have to think twice, especially if I'm talking to her. And I feel like she has a big influence on that, because she's so positive, and I know that she says that she's not, because when she watches this, she'll be like, I'm not positive, and I know that you're saying that to yourself right now, but I'm telling you, I think that you are, because you are so positive in ways that you don't even know. And it makes me sad that you think that you aren't as positive as I think you are, because you are a big reason of how and why I'm so happy, and I'm so far away. Like, I never would have thought that someone that lives across the entire country would be able to impact my life as big as you have. And that's something that I've never experienced before, and I'm glad that God put you in my path, and that you make me happy without even having to try, because you don't even have to do anything. You make me happy, because I just love you for the way you are, and everything about you. Even when we disagree, you still make me happy, because at the end of the day, who the frick cares about anything else? Just be happy. So I know that's a lot easier said than done, but you are a very big reason of how and why I'm so happy when I'm so far away. So number 14 is she's my inspiration, and I have talked about my grandma a bit with her before, because my grandma died of cancer when I was 10 or 11, which I'm almost 19 now, so that was a long time ago. But I was very close with her even though I was so young, and I've told Jessica a couple times that she's one of the biggest reasons why I am the way I am, because she was so mistreated. My grandma, she was so mistreated, especially by like verbally by a lot of her family. And she was always this kind person that always put everyone else first, regardless of what she was going through. And that's someone I want to be. And then when I met Jessica, she also was the other piece of my inspiration. She's so smart and she works so hard, and that's everything I want to be as well. And it's so easy for me to say that I want to be like that, because that's what I wanted for myself, and I never really had a role model that I could really pin that to be like that. She's like a real representation of who I want to be, and she's so passionate about everything she does. It's crazy that I know someone like that because I I've changed a lot since I was younger, and when I was younger, no one would have ever thought about me being friends with someone who's as smart as her, because I wasn't intelligent in high school. So for number 15, this might be a really bizarre reason for a lot of you, but I know it's important to Jessica and I, is that she cries with me, and we cried for a lot last night, for like 2 or 3 hours, I think, about things and how I messed up and what I could have done to prevent that and all this stuff. And I'm just so thankful that she's comfortable enough to show me that vulnerable of a state, because again, that is hard, especially being someone who is very reserved, such as myself. I might not come off as reserved, especially on Twitter or in YouTube videos, but when it comes down to it, if you know me in real life, like Jessica does, I don't necessarily always feel super, super comfortable with telling everyone everything about myself, because I feel like I don't matter. And I'm not saying that to get attention at all. It's just the way I think. I've always thought that everyone else was more important than me, because, well, first of all, I was always told that by older people that I was friends with, or people that knew me, or I just never really had anyone say that I was important as well, other than like 2 times from my mom, like when I was like younger and I was frustrated about something totally irrelevant. But the fact that number 15 and 16 are cries and laughs, I'll just talk about them in the same block of time. But I'm just so thankful that she's willing to share that side of her with me, because that's hard for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I know that don't even cry in front of their significant other, and I feel privileged that she trusts me enough to cry in front. Number 17 is that she's so intelligent, and I know I've already talked about this, and some of you are probably like, okay, we get that she's smart and we're jealous, so stop talking about it, but this is really a video for her, and I know that you guys love hearing about our friendship, and I'm so thankful and grateful that you guys love us so much, because I know there's a lot of you that follow us just because you know that we're friends, and I know that there's a lot of you out there that are dying for us to start vlogging, and you can't wait for us to meet and all that, and I'm so glad for that, because I wanted to share our friendship with everyone, and but this video is for her, so I'm gonna talk about what I think should be talked about, and if you don't want to hear about every time I talk about how she's intelligent, then you can skip further ahead, which is fine, or you don't even have to watch the rest of the video if you don't want to. This is just for her, and I want her to understand that I think that she is so smart, and I know that I've said this so many times, but it's it goes so undernoticed by everyone, and that's not to say that um nobody notices it, but I feel like that I need to talk about it so much because she always gets so discouraged when she doesn't get the grade that she wants, and I feel bad that there are some times where I get a grade that I want and she doesn't, because I want her to feel the same thing that I feel when I get a grade that I feel like I deserve. And I want her to feel like that because I know that she's so smart and I know how hard she works, and I really wish that um, everyone knew how much she works and how smart she actually is. If you ever have had the chance to actually talk to her and get to know her, you would definitely know that she is so intelligent, and she continues to get smarter and smarter every day. And I'm not just talking about academic either. I'm talking about personal relationships with someone, and social skills and problem solving and all these things. She's so smart in everything that she does, and it's something I've always wanted to be, and that I look up to her so much because of that. And not just because I just want to be this super smart person, but I find her very admirable, and one of those reasons is because she's so intelligent. And I find intelligence attractive, not necessarily a way that I would think romantically, which I do think it's romantically attractive, but in her case, I find it friendly attractive, or it's someone I want to be friends with and someone I can connect with, because great for me, especially when I can have a intelligent conversation with someone, whether it's about politics or it's about issues in education or issues in the real world or issues with our president or issues about which flavor ice cream is the best and which hormones are in which type of cream. And it's just sounds so stupid to everyone else, but I know that she and I both love having those conversations, whether they're about politics or they're about why my bed isn't made. But I love having conversations where we can go into detail if we need to, because she's so intelligent, and that's another reason why I look up to her and I love her. um, but I don't just love her for her knowledge. I love her for everything that she is and everything that she stands for and everything who she is and what made her who she is and who she wants to be, and everything like that. So number 18 is that she is a miracle worker. And I know that there's a lot of people who are going to probably disagree with me in the aspect of just hearing that sentence, but hear me out. I am going to explain myself. What I mean by that is, especially for her job, she works at an animal shelter and she loves all of those animals with her whole heart and another. She cares about every living thing so much, and I know there's a lot of people who don't see that, and I wish you could, because it's so beautiful to see that. Because everyone I know is always either got one thing that they care about, and she has so many. She has so many things that she really focuses on, and I know she doesn't always feel like it, and that sucks to me, because I always try to tell her. But her job, she might just think that she's cleaning out cages and she's taking care of dogs and cats, but she's changing their lives, and she's changing Foster's lives, and she's changing everyone around her's lives, whether she sees it or not. And she doesn't just take care of those animals, she gives them a loving, especially the ones she fosters, she gives them a loving home. And even though they're not humans, they do care and they do feel, and it's amazing that she gives so many animals the opportunity to feel that. If they weren't always given that when they were first brought into the world, whether they were on their own or with an owner. She creates miracles. The litter she has right now is they have so many little quirks about them, but they're not necessarily a normal cat. And she treats them with so much love and compassion, and she encourages them, and they're doing so much better than her and I ever thought they would. And it's I'm not saying that she's a god, but I'm saying what she does is miracle work, because no one that I've ever met has ever saved lives like she has. She's saving so many lives, whether it's human or animals. She's saving so many, and that takes a lot of courage and a lot of hard work and a lot of determination. And I want to tell her that every single time she talks about something from work. For right now, I want her to realize that, yeah, working sucks. That's pretty obvious. But what she does is so special. I don't under recognize it, because doing things like that is a big thing, because not very many people really realize that that's going on day to day, because they're so worried about getting to the office on time and picking up their kids from school, that they don't realize that there's people out there who are saving people's lives, whether it be a doctor or a veterinarian or anything like that. So she is a miracle worker in my eyes. Number 19 is that she gives hope to everyone, and that's just because she gives me hope when I don't have any, and it's not false hope. It's hope I don't see, but it's there, and she's very good at opening my eyes to that kind of thing, and I'm so thankful that she's good at that, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't have someone like that. And I know I keep saying that over and over, but there really is not enough words that I could use to explain my relationship and how thankful I am that I have her. And I'm trying my best, because she did it so well on Twitter, and I want to do more for her than anyone has ever done in her life. And if she wants me to write a damn Twitter thread, I'll write a damn Twitter thread. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do something different, was because I'm not everyone else she's been friends with. I'm I'm not. I'm different, and that's not necessarily bad. But it makes me a little bit discouraged sometimes, because I know all of her friends that she used to be really good friends with are totally like different than me, and I know that she says like she's super thankful for me, and I'm super grateful that she is. But I feel like since I'm so different, it's hard for me to measure up to them, because they're there with her, and so that's why I wanted to do something like this for her. But she gives hope, even if she doesn't even recognize it, and that kind of thing. It's so rare, and it's genuine. It's not like she's just saying, "Oh, it'll get better." She really means what she says and what she does, and she doesn't just say or do. She does everything she possibly can. I wish I could be that way, but I don't. I feel like she's so much better than me at that, and I really wish I was better at giving her hope, because I see so much hope in her, and I see so much potential, and I see so much. She could be so happy, and I want her to be that, and I don't know what to say to her, and she always knows what to say to me, and it makes me sad that I necessarily don't always say it to her. Number 20 is that she's so accepting, and I know I've already kind of addressed this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the aspect of that she's accepting to everything, but I just wanted to say that I realized that even though we kind of hit a rough patch yesterday, that you are so accepting, and I'm so thankful for that. And reason 21 is, I really love this reason, is because she doesn't settle, and she reminds me, like, day in, day out, that I don't need to settle for anything, whether it be an academic grade, or a teacher, or a boy, or the way I'm treated by customers, or anything like that. She reminds me that I don't have to settle, and that she's so good at that. She remembers that even when I don't, that you don't need to settle, and I think that's why I look up to her so much as well, because I always tell myself, okay, don't settle, don't settle, don't settle, and then it's so hard, because I have such high expectations for almost everything in my life, that I feel like I'm settling, and she does a great job of reminding me to be like, hey, don't settle. And So there's a lot of great things in my life that I have now because I didn't settle, and because I'm still not settling, and because I'm ambitious and I want great things for myself and my future and her. And so the fact that she doesn't settle is awesome because she helps me not settle as well. So 22 is that she makes up the better half of me, and that is because I know that it's very like cliche for people to say, oh, they make up the other half of me and it's the better part. And that is kind of cliche because it's something that everyone kind of experiences if they have a good best friend. Whatever I struggle with, she doesn't, and whatever I don't struggle with, she does. That's not always the case, but most of the time it works out that way, where if I need help or she needs help, we can help each other, and that's another thing I love about her. Number 23 is that she challenges me to want more for myself, and I know I've already talked about this with being smart and wanting to be everything that I can, but I really didn't know what that was like, especially when I didn't have anyone encouraging me like that my age. I didn't have any friends that were like, Rachel, be the best you can be. And it's refreshing because someone who challenges you to want more for yourself isn't forcing you to do anything. They're the figure that you see that makes you want to be better. They just show you. They don't really it's still your choice. And with that, I'm thankful because sometimes I need a challenge, and she always makes sure that she's helping me be the best person I can, and by challenging me to do and want more for myself, that's all I could ever ask for. Number 24 is she makes me take advantage of everything. So by what that means is if I ever have an opportunity that'll make me better at something, she always encourages me to take it and to better myself and focus on whatever it may be. This is a very genetic and blanketed term, but she always tells me to seize the moment, if that makes sense. Like, not those exact words come out of her mouth, but she encourages me to make sure I'm doing the most that I can for myself, and I love that. And number 25 is super cheesy, but it's just because she loves me. And I know I've talked about how I've had some really crappy friends in the past, because I have, but she's definitely not one of them. She's the best person I've ever met, and I've never even met her, in person anyway, which I feel like I've already known her all my life, and the fact that she still puts up with me after all that we've been through, I'm just super thankful for. We know that our friendship is pretty dang nice, and there's only a couple times where we've had disagreements, and it's not necessarily that things we can't get over. It's small things, and I'm just thankful that she continuously loves me through all of it, and I obviously love her through all of it as well. And thanks for watching, guys, if you are, and I hope this video made you, Jessica, feel a little bit better about the situation that's going through, because I want to make sure you're okay. I want you to know that I care about you, and I wanted to talk about these things so that you knew that from a deep level that I do notice all these things about you, and I do notice all the things that you do, and I know that you're a great person. So that's why I decided to make this video. And if you guys watched, I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys have a good day. Okay, so now that we're starting with the actual video, I have Mitch, gonna restart. It's just, sorry, I'm gonna who the fuck is in my house right now, bro? Nobody's here except me. 11 from Stranger Things. Soda. Soda. When you take a thumbnail, I'm gonna have to edit all that out. Okay. I don't exactly remember where my camera cut me off, cause video got to 20 minutes long and my phone ran out of storage. But thankful that she is so good at that because that voice crack. I have to leave soon. I'm freaking scared. Hope you have a guy. Can't talk.